Mhm. What's up, everybody? It's your girl, Kezia Nicole.
What's up, y'all? It's your girl, Erica Latte. You like that?
Ow.
You like that?
Latte for the latte.
I know. I guess.
Latte Palmer.
Erica Palmer. A lot of people know, better known as Erica Latte.
All right, y'all. We are super excited today. I put a post up on Instagram. I did a live on Instagram, and I put a post up on Facebook to share about this episode 2, how we turn 5K into 200K using programs and getting funded. Whether you are a nonprofit or a business owner, listen, this is the place to be if you're not. And me and Erica have been working together for a real long time.
Too long.
Too
If you ask
long.
me. No,
We
I'm just playing.
listen, it's gonna be another episode where we talk about how we met because it's real interesting. Trust me. I have a lot of people that say, "Girl, you should do a Risa Tisa uh drama series on TikTok. The way your life is set up."
Oh, girl. You should.
I should. Like, it's always like it's definitely a to be movie.
But you be getting to the money. No
I
matter
do.
how much drama.
No matter how much drama, we get to the money.
You get
But
to
yeah, but I was thinking the other day, like, yo, back in the day, I used to do everything for free. Everything for free. I used to basically be an unpaid social worker.
Yes. But you know that you can have all the passion you want in the world.
Mm.
Passion is beautiful. She was so passionate, y'all. She loved the kids. She loved the people,
I
the
had her in people's
mama.
house.
If there was a cape that I had to put around her neck, because she wanted to save everybody.
Yes.
But passion does not pay the bill.
Period.
Okay? It's cute.
Period.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful thing. So I kept asking her, I see your passion, but where's your data? Where are your outcomes? Where are the agencies and systems that you need to prove that you actually did the work?
And y'all know I ain't listen. I did not listen. Honestly, I just felt like that I was gonna be blessed. It was church for me. Like,
Oh,
you
I
know what I'm saying? That the Lord was gonna bless
and I feel
me.
bad because I stopped you. This still your calling, right? The Lord is gonna bless you, but faith without works is what?
Dead.
We gotta have the work. You gotta know how to put the work in to get the outcomes and the input and the data you need to get to be fundable.
Yeah.
Hence
Absolutely.
our name.
Hence our name. Get Fundable, y'all. And so, like she said, a lot of nonprofit, a lot of people that have vision, even business owners, you have this big idea in your head, and the last thing that you think about is where the money coming from, right?
That's the
And
first thing I think.
that's the first she thinking about. I'm trying to save the world. My brother JT, he gonna be coming on here later. He used to call me, "Oh, you're save the world, sister."
Oh, they keep out that bag too. And it's not that, but I have passion for people too, because you know I love the kids.
Uh-huh.
I do. But I understand that there's a business side to organizations. Even if you're a nonprofit, you're still a business.
Mm-hmm.
Nonprofit is the type of business you are, right? But you still have to operate in a business. Businesses require funding
Yeah.
and
And
money to
that's
run.
in on October 19th, we're going to be hosting a workshop at Secure the Bag conference. As some of y'all don't know, Timberland is coming back to Virginia Beach, and they're naming a street after him. It's
Oh,
called, yes.
shout out.
Yep. And so October 17th through the 19th is the Timberland Way weekend. And the last day of that event is the Secure the Bag conference. And we will be one of the workshops that will be providing on grant writing, funding your programs, turning your programs into profit, turning your ideas. If you're a business owner, turning your ideas into profit, because ultimately the biggest thing for us is funders, investors, donors. They want to know what your data is, what your outcome is,
Yes.
and all of that. So
Yes. Even if you're writing grants, RFPs, all those things, what are your outcomes? How do you get the data? What are your systems to collect all this information, right? Also, the part nobody wants to talk about, your finances.
Oh
They
my
want to
gosh.
know what they look like,
Yep.
right? And what types of numbers and what other funding you have other than them coming in, and have you managed your money before? How do you manage
Hey,
money?
this is what the kids
So
do.
funders don't just want to know what you're doing in the community. They want to see the change that it made, right? And how responsible, and you always say the financial, physical responsibility.
Physical responsibility.
What is your history of that? And because I'm not going to just give you $100,000. Before you get to $100,000, first you got to get see how you manage five.
That's right. And on top of that, there's a difference between startup funding and knowing the difference between startup funding and traditional funding. Because ultimately, the when you're applying for a grant, you see $1 million grant, but you don't know that the grantors or the donors or the investors, they're not going to invest in your business. If it's a startup, like some grants and stuff would be like you need 1 to 3 years to even be established. It's the same thing with starting a business, and JT, he gonna talk about a little bit about that, about like as a business owner, sometimes you need 2 years worth of be it operations, for certain donors and or funders. They also want to see your systems, right? They want to see how you move in regards to how you keep records, what that looks like. If you are a new organization, nonprofit business, one of the biggest things is getting the data, getting the outcomes initially before you apply for the funding. Like, get your records together, and that's something that we're going to talk about. But ultimately, for all of the passionate people, something that you have to learn, that I had to learn, is no money, no mission. Y'all say it with me. No money, no mission, right? And that's for the passionate people. For the financial people, you got to get your finances in order. You got to get the tracking of your finances in order. You got to get your systems in place. And JT is going to talk about that, how you can automate. Because ultimately, we be one people show. Like, I was a one woman show for a long time. Shout out to Natasha Cannon. So technically two women. She's a co-founder of Young Investors Group.
So it becomes an essential to your data and outcomes. And I wanted to say not just for nonprofits, but for profits too. If you are licensed or under the supervision of a contract or RFP, there's data and outcomes you have to collect for that. There are audits that you have to go through. Nonprofits go through audits too, but the auditing system is a little bit different and more in depth because you have a governing agency. I'll talk about what that means over you, that you're contracted with, that will have to come in and review your systems and how you secure files and how you come up with the data and how you secure records and things of that nature. So we'll be talking about grant writing essentials, data, outcomes, systems, and all those things at the Secure the Bag conference. When is it again?
It is October 19th at Cascades. Make sure y'all get y'all
In Virginia
tickets
Beach.
in Virginia Beach, and make sure you get the right ticket, because there are workshop tickets and then there's like the conference tickets. If you want to attend the grant writing workshop tickets, you definitely get a make sure you read the ticket, because that's ultimately how you attend. And so what we need for y'all to do is, we said last time that we're not closing gates up in here, right? We're not gonna be the gatekeepers.
Take the chains off the door. Yeah, and now showing my age, because that's that lean on me is a classic.
Did she just say take the chains?
So you want to smoke crack? No, I'm just that's a movie.
Fire marshal here. The fire marshal here.
Take chains off the door. No, everybody know that movie. Yeah. But we are not gonna be gatekeepers. We gonna who let the gate open? We did.
We did. We left it open.
We leaving the gate open.
Right.
If y'all want to come.
Yeah. Yeah. But before we open the gate officially, I need y'all to drop a key and a door emoji in the chat.
Okay.
When you drop that in the chat, and we will open up the gate. And when we open up the gate, JT is gonna come in. He's gonna share his screen. He's gonna show you how to automate your systems that you will need in order to get funded, right? To be fundable, because in order for you to collect the data, in order for you to get all of that stuff together, you can't just depend on testimonials. Like there are systems and that you have to put in place. And I think that's the most frustrating part about running a nonprofit, trying to apply for grants, doing all this stuff, because we was talking the other day, and it was her and I had talked to somebody else, that when I first started writing grants, it was like I felt like it was hard for me to run the program,
And
send out
write
the
the grant.
emails, and write grants. I was like, I wish I could just sit and just write grants all day. Like that's all that I got to do, and I have somebody else run the program. Well, you can't do that if you don't have the money, because who's gonna do all this stuff for free? I mean, granted, volunteers, some nonprofits operate 100% off of volunteers, but this day and age, right? Like in the age we are now, you need to be able to pay people. Like people got bills. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, they'll
So
volunteer for a week,
yeah,
a month, maybe. But as soon as something else takes precedence in their life, they out the door, and
facts.
then you don't have anyone to collect this stuff for you. But now in the 2025 year, we have so many automated things that we can use at our leisure to help us manage and maintain those systems and that data and outcomes and all the other paperwork and stuff that you
Yep.
have to keep track of, so
Yep.
you can have more focus on what the actual program is.
And that's the point that we're making, is that your first grant, and we're talking about your first grant. We'll talk about the other part later. The first grant has to show that you're able to manage money, and there's some systems and automations in place that can help you gather that information to prove that you can manage the money, you can run the program, you can do all of that. And so since we got a couple of locks and some doors and locks and keys that y'all just dropped in the chat, I think it's time for us to bring JT in.
And let's bring JT
Let's
in.
bring JT. Let's
JT
go.
making me hungry.
Y'all give it up. Y'all give it up to JT. What's up, bro?
Hey, what's good? What's good? What's good,
Hey
people?
JT.
Hey, middle of the week to you.
Almost.
I can't say happy
Yeah.
Monday or happy Friday. We're
Yeah.
literally in the middle of it. So
Facts. Well, JT, you have been in business. You run a multi-million-dollar business. You have launched tech. You're a tech founder. You have um been a one-man show before, and I know that you have had to have octopus arms. Needless to say, I don't know. Pause.
yes.
I don't know. Um,
I like it. Okay.
You see the
Let
hole
JT
coming out
talk.
the
You just
side?
be quiet. You just be quiet. JT, go ahead.
Yeah. So JT here. I'm here in the Atlanta area. Love my VA people, by the way. Absolutely. Especially you. I'm looking at you. Yes, Miss K. Yeah, so my background is of course I've been in entrepreneurship for a while. My career or former job, I was a big data engineer. So I really focused on the data and the numbers and being able to analyze, make sense, and visualize the information that's coming in, making it make sense for the leaders. And a lot of people think about looking at the data on the back end, but a lot of times you have to understand you need to look at your data on the front end. So what I really wanted to do and just give the people in the Fundable podcast just kind of a few ways you can make that process of finding and understanding that data a little bit easier. So of course everybody know AI is all the rage.
Mhm. I
And
love it.
yeah, people think AI is, it is God's gift to our generation. I truly believe that. Well, not our generation, but this generation we're in here. Our gift was the AOL CDs. Remember those?
Oh wow.
Right?
You know,
You
I was
got
talking
mail?
to a kid and they didn't know what a CD was.
Yes, yeah. Mine don't. So mine didn't know what a beeper was. So they said, "Wait, that's so you telling me that you go to a phone to call a number and it sends you a number for them to go to a phone to call back the number that you called from. And I was like, yeah, the beepers, it was all that. We had to bling, bling.
Why they had to make it seem like we slow though? Like
She
why
said,
they
that's,
had
yeah, my daughter was like, that's stupid. Why would you do that?
to now the way you said that she said it doesn't sound smart.
It doesn't sound smart at all. But
No.
yeah,
You
so
know, it's I was gonna say it's funny that you said that because one of the kids that I was talking to, and he's roughly about 17 years old, he was like, why y'all music videos so slow? Like, yeah, oh, you know how like it'll just go in slow
yeah.
motion.
And why was it 4 minutes?
Because we were the people that made y'all music videos fast. Okay. They had
Yeah.
to go slow first.
Yeah, yeah, and speaking of slow, compared to what we went through back then, they would definitely consider us slow because AI is one of those fast moving trains that you definitely have to jump on, especially in your business, your nonprofit, whatever you're doing, even in your career. So for me, again, like I said, I a lot of times I like to focus on the data and the research, and so for me. I just want to kind of take you through the process and some of the main tools. We can't get into them all because there's so many, but the main tools that you can use, especially when building either your business or building your nonprofit. And like I said, a lot of that starts with research and data. So let me see if I can share my screen.
And that's a really good point because ultimately you want to make sure that you have those things in place before you even apply for your first grant to prove that you're worth it.
Well, you want to set up your systems just to run business nowadays. When you're starting your business, or let's say you're doing an upgrade, you want
Mhm.
to put your systems and things in place to do the work for you. That's the hype of AI, right? So JT's about to show us that and how we can save hours and times just putting in the right tools, but we want to use it in the right way. Because, like you said, JT, it doesn't do everything, right? But what it does do will save you a lot of time and money because it could be a whole assistant for real.
Facts. You ready, JT?
Yep, let me share. We're just gonna share my entire screen to make it easy for us. Okay. Oh, that is not what I was looking for.
That's everything you done today.
That's everything. Yeah,
We
it's
all in your business. Let us see. Can you go to your bank account, please?
yeah. Well,
and
well,
and and log
See,
into your
in
bank information and hit the little eyeball.
the eyeball section. All right.
if she a sister, she can say that.
if I if I if I do that, then you guys will feel sorry for me, and then you'll send me money, which is super awesome. So we'll start with the super simple stuff, right? So one thing I like to tell people is a lot of people get AI and automation confused sometimes, right? It sounds like it's similar because they're both awesome, but they're two very different tools and use cases. AI, right, is intelligent information, right? We're basically getting all of the knowledge in the world and we're putting it in what we call a large language model, where it can make predictions, give suggestions, and just help you out overall. And automation, on the other hand, is things, repeated tasks that you can do to make your life easier. So, what we can do as business owners and nonprofit founders, a lot of times we can put those two together and really make some really cool things. So I'm going to start with, of course, our basics, which is Chat GPT. And anytime I'm embarking on a new adventure, new idea, new creation, what I like to do is I like to start with the research phase, right? I want to understand what I want to do. I want to flesh out that idea. Um, and then from there I want to go do some research to see if that idea has any legs. All right, so am I on the right account? So on this one, let me see if I can share my if I can share my paid account, because it works a lot better. Actually, I'll do you one better. So what I like to do is is once I'm starting, I'm going to start with, of course, creating the right prompt. So for me, we're going to take hypothetically, if I wanted to start a nonprofit, which I do one day. I would like to help people. It sounds really cool, helping people. But if I wanted to start a nonprofit, this is how I would kind of build it and put things together. So the first thing I would do is probably go to ChatGPT and I'd find the perfect prompt. So for me, I'm a veteran, I'm an entrepreneur, I'm in the tech space. So my thought, and again, off the cuff, is a nonprofit that helps veterans get into technology for their careers in business. All right. So if you have a paid version of ChatGPT, obviously you can do a lot more, but the free version works fine. I always encourage people to get the paid version because there's some crazy stuff I can show y'all with custom GPTs and things like that. But if not, the free version is fine. So I created a what I call the prompt path GPT, and you can put this just in your regular prompt and say, "Hey, I want to start a nonprofit that helps veterans get into technology and AI for their business and their careers. As a veteran and as someone who loves technology, I think providing a way to level the playing field using technology would be really good in getting veterans that are transitioning into this space. Can you help me?" So once you put that in, I just let it cook. And again, if you have the agent mode, if you have agent mode, which is the paid $20 program, and again, I say it's highly worth it if you can get it, you can actually have it build out a lot more. So here it is. It's just giving me a plan, 12-week. It's giving me a really nice plan. All right. So, and then you just keep talking to it. A lot of people will try to get it right. You just have a conversation with it. So all I'm going to do is take this and move on to my next thing, right? Um, and again, which is perplexity. Again, free. And this tool is the best for research. So I'm going to basically take this in here. You can take out the stuff if you want, but I don't even get that far. I'll put that in there and says, "Hey, can you do some research on grants in Virginia to help me with my non-profit." So this will literally go out and search the internet for the base levels, and then you can go into the research mode. So you'll see OpenAI has a People's First Fund. That sounds like that's going to be really, really interesting, right? So then I'll go and take this information and go to my favorite tool, which would be Notebook LM. So I don't know if you've heard about Notebook LM, but Notebook LM is a way to organize and make sense of all of the information that you find important to you, that's factual, that's vetted information. A lot of times ChatGPT or different models will hallucinate, will give you information that's less than truthful. So trust but verify. I just wrote an article about that. So the important thing is to make sure that the information that you're getting is tailoring it to you. So my one of my favorite new tools is going to be Notebook LM. All right. And so basically what I would do is I would take all of that information that I just got. And so I'm going to create a new notebook. And in this, and everybody has some sort of access to Notebook LM. You may have the basic version or the free version, but this allows you to pull in, you can pull in links, you can pull in websites, YouTube videos, your Google Drives. You can find information and stick it in there. So now all I'm going to do is take this information that I just got from Perplexity and Chat GPT. And paste it in here. All right. And what I'm doing is I'm getting a base of knowledge. I'm getting a base of knowledge that I can use to start building building my mission, my use cases, my filling out grant information. And you can house everything here. The reason why I like using Notebook LM is because the data doesn't change and the information doesn't change unless I want it to change. So I'm going to put that in here. We're going to add. Let's add some more text on our grants. Then I'm going to go here. And I'm going to just add some grants that I already know exist. And I'm going to show you how this all comes together. But is this making sense?
We definitely we use this for our organization. It really, really does make a difference in helping keeping us organized, along with other tools that we use for sure.
Yep. And again, this you can use this for anything. I'm going to add this last source. Anything that you want to consolidate your data. So here I'm going to just upload a list of grants.
Okay.
And what I would add if I had more time, I would actually add some research. I'd use Perplexity to dig a little deeper and do some research on the people that I'm trying to serve, add some statistics to that, right?
In the area.
Yep.
Right.
The area, impact statements, needs, and then I would use that to really understand here. So the good thing with Notebook LM is you can now turn this information about your nonprofit or about your business into its own story. So
wow,
you can turn this into a podcast, right? So you can literally do a podcast here. Let me see if with that you can do a video overview. So based on this information, it'll give you a video. It'll actually give you a mind map, which is the one that I really like. Some reports.
Oh yeah, we haven't used that feature.
Yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
do
So
that.
it'll give you custom reports. It can actually quiz you, flashcards. So if you're doing a
Like a
class,
presentation
yeah,
for donors.
yes.
Yep.
And my thought process is Kezia turned me on to Cahoots. I thought that was the coolest thing ever. I'm even looking
Love a
at
Kahoot, boy. She loves
yeah, yeah, she loves her Kahoot. You can actually they make flashcards that you can actually add to that Kahoots based on
Wow.
your trained information, right?
it.
Um, so see that it
Mhm.
created this for me, right?
Mm, nice. And then, these are the tools that really make a difference, especially when you solo dolo. Like
Mhm.
when you're a solo dolo founder, if you're not using AI in your nonprofit, in your business, you are really doing yourself a disservice because you could have employees that don't sleep.
Mhm. Don't sleep.
Literally,
Again,
don't sleep.
you can literally put the summary from this overview into an agent in Chat GPT and have it search all night. Say, I want you to search for every grant available to me that I qualify for in the Virginia or the Atlanta area. And you
Mm,
can set it and forget it. It will literally you can give it your logins, um, and it'll go and do all the research for you. Whereas before we would go through Google and we're searching and we're pulling down things.
wow.
And you can search for for profits too, right? Because there are grants for
Oh
profits.
God, yes. There are so many, especially now. And you know what's crazy? A lot of times I tell people that the days of SaaS in software
Mhm.
are quickly coming to a close because now things that you would pay subscriptions for, right? Research that you used to have to pay. Remember that you have to pay $1,500 for a report. You don't have to do that anymore. You
But
Yeah.
know.
JC, you using that tech language, right? When you say SaaS, I'm like, what is he talking
Like,
about?
Oh,
is he cussing?
That's what y'all techies do.
look,
Like,
I get,
it's just either
hey,
do it through. I don't
I
know if
get
it running y'all
excited.
family or something. It's like y'all throw out an acronym or a saying.
Boom.
We don't know what
First
the
of
hell
all,
y'all talking about. Like what? SaaS. If
Okay,
somebody's talking,
SaaS
because
is
this is South.
basically a
SaaS means you getting
non-distributed
smart.
right?
a
Smart.
network of non-distributed databases designed to. I'm not going to do that too long.
This,
so,
did he
so
just
I
read?
tell
Okay, I can tell he your brother because you call him that
I,
ninja. On okay, we said ninja
We said ninja.
we
before
said
I
we
let
get
the record show.
demonetized. Mm-mm.
So basically, a SaaS is anything that you would have to pay a monthly or yearly subscription for, right?
Okay.
So think about as a nonprofit founder or as a new business owner, right? So
yeah.
there's all
Mhm.
these things you got to pay for. Hey, I want to start a
Like
business.
Intuit. Let's
Into
Intuit
it.
for example. Yep.
You want to pay for
QuickBooks.
HubSpot, right?
QuickBooks,
You got to pay for
HubSpot.
HubSpot for marketing. You got to pay for Constant Contact for email management, right? So
Mhm.
all of these things, those are SaaS products, meaning somebody went through the trouble of building this thing and they're going to charge you every month for access to it. Well,
Mhm.
guess what? Now we're in 2025 and you don't have to do anything. Um, maybe you don't need Intuit for QuickBooks. Maybe you just need to analyze your spreadsheet, right?
Mhm.
Mm.
So now instead of paying, because I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I have a service business. Hold on, and you know how much you know how much I pay for my accounting, which I'm about to ditch them. I'm about to ditch them.
How
It's
much do you pay,
How
JC?
much? How much you pay?
$800 a month.
Ooh,
Oh my god!
My
I
my my
can, JC,
Intuit,
I can subtract.
Little- you
right?
can.
So what one thing that I like to tell people is technology, right, is now democratized. So I had and I'm going to give you a real world use case. I had I had somebody come to me online, and they said, "Hey, I'm having a little trouble at work. They put me in charge of this new department, and I get all these big clunky spreadsheets in, and I don't know how to make sense of it. Can you help me make sense of it?" And she's like,
Mhm.
"I need a." What she initially said was, "I need an Excel wizard." And I
Hmm.
said, "Really?" She said, "Yeah, I want to analyze the data, and I want to look up. I want to look up. I want to look up who does what, and who's finished their courses, and who's the highest paying customers." And she's giving me all this stuff, and I says, "Well, why can't you put it in Chat GPT?" And she says, "Well, because the file is too big. It's an Excel spreadsheet." And so we go through a couple tools, and I said, "Well, this is the age of AI. Why don't you build it?" Right? So she says, "Can you do that?" So we literally got on a call, and
Mhm.
we built it. Right. So before I show
Wow.
you what I
Wow.
built for her, and it took me about, I think it took us about 20 minutes altogether to
Wow.
build. But here, if you see, I put all my data in, right? Now I said I wanted to apply for the OpenAI cybersecurity grant program, right? So this actually pulled everything about the grant into it. And now the more information about your business puts in there, it could actually help you build those proposals. So using AI, right, is really cool when you're building stuff with nano using it to take out those mundane or those everyday tasks or those things that take you an hour or 2 or 3 hours a week to do. AI can actually pull that off your plate. Um,
Yeah, that is absolutely amazing, JT. And so that's the reason why we built Fundable.
mhm.
Fundable.io is
It's similar, but what it does is designed just for nonprofits
yep,
and
Absolutely.
and business owners for sure.
people that work with youth programming. So you can be a for profit, but if you have a programming side
Mhm.
where you're servicing a particular group of people
Yep.
or client, it builds those things for you.
Yeah, for sure. And it also has the sponsorship deck too. So once you put in the information, it will build a sponsorship deck for you along with RFPs. Can you share with them what RFPs are?
So RFPs are very similar to grants. They're basically when an agency puts out, and I'm not going to use formal words because I want people to really understand. An
Mhm.
agency puts out almost like a posting saying, hey, we're looking for a program for veterans. Let's use JT's example to help get veterans housing
Mhm.
and
Mhm.
get them off the street.
Yep.
So the Department of Social Services is putting out an RFP asking for businesses, nonprofits, for profit, whoever. If you have a
Yep.
program that will do this, we want you to send us a proposal.
Yep. And it's requests for proposal, RFP.
Yes.
And when you use fundable.io, you're able to go and see all the local um, agencies that want to get your to use your services or your program, and it builds a proposal for them. So JT shared a lot of information on how you can gather that information, that when you get ready to apply using Fundable, you have some really core information that you can input into the system, because it builds out a program for you. It builds out a system, a program for you, and it spits out the information that you need to apply for that grant or that RFP or build that sponsorship deck.
And it's also going to tell you what you need to track. So it's going to collect that data.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Because when you have RFPs or a grant, you have to do reporting systems where
Yep.
you have to report back how you're spending the money. Hey, how are things going? If it's a
Mm-hmm.
2-year grant or 1-year grant, through that period, you're going to have to check in and send in information to show how things are going and how you're spending their money.
Now I just want to give it up for you, JT. Y'all get one. We
I'm
in a
gonna need
club.
her to get you a button. almost
information. I wish we could have called you when we was building Phundable. I would have just called them. Hey, you do this, bro. You my bro now, bro.
see, you know, see the thing with her is she
Oh, here
she
we go.
she wants Kizzy is a whole boss, and
Is she now?
she'll have me working for her, and I'll be done went into bankruptcy having her build all of her
Hey,
amazing
what?
ideas. But I really when I first heard the idea of Fundable, I
Mhm.
literally told her, sign me up. This is what I want to do because for me, as you saw, there's so many ways to get so much information, right?
Yes.
And what I tell people, especially my veteran entrepreneurs, is you don't need more information. You need more action, right? You
Mhm.
need more action, right? You have all the information in the world
Online right there.
available to you. Now you need action, right? I gave you the tools to get started, right? Now you just have to take action and put it into a tool like Fundable, right?
Yep.
And let it go, right? So using AI tools, using tools like Fundable, right, is it makes it easier for you to focus on your zone of genius, right?
Yes.
You're good at what you're good at. You let tools like Fundable, you let tools like AI carry the rest of that work. So I
Yeah.
tell a lot of people a lot of times, yes, you could technically, definitely could probably do all this yourself, but
Yep.
should you be the person actually doing it? And that was one of the things I had to learn as an entrepreneur. Yeah, there's some things I did really, really well, but am I really the person that should be doing that? Or should I be focusing on the things that drive my business forwards? Am I looking at the strategic vision? Am I
Mm.
talking to the right people? Am I creating the right meetings? Right?
Yep.
Am I
Do you have the right systems in place?
you have the right systems in
Are you offering the right services and programs for sure?
And I'm gonna be
absolutely.
real with
So
y'all. It's some stuff I just don't want to do it. Like I know how to do it. I'm
yep.
capable of doing it. But after the burnout, especially if you're a hands-on person and you're programming, like I still go see kids. I still pick them up. I'm still doing the program. I
Mhm.
do not feel like going to do no budget, no accounting, no
Yep.
That's why I
you
pay
know what I'm
eight
saying?
hundred
I just
dollars.
don't want to.
That's why I pay
Yeah.
$800. So
Exactly. That's why.
I
Yeah, that's why you spending out
Yeah.
that $800 right
just
there
don't want to.
for
I
So
don't
sure.
want to do it. Yep.
so tools like Fundable is also a convenience.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? It's just a convenience.
It gives you more time to yourself, more time to focus on family, more, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because this stuff will have you running raggedy, and that's why, like, we appreciate you so much, John, for like dropping those gems
Oh,
and
you got him his real name, John.
I know about my
JT.
government. This.
I'm like,
So
who
I
is
told
John?
her.
Oh, JT.
I
Okay.
told her if she ever called me from a number I didn't know, I'd probably hang up on her because she's the only person that calls me by my government name.
Is
So
she? She
her
like
and
John.
spammers,
I'm
her
like,
and spammers.
who he
Those are
said
the two
John?
people that call me.
Okay. I'm sorry. She just threw me off when she said John.
girl, oh my gosh, back to the funds.
Fundable.
Y'all
Oh,
like the spread? Ooh. This
Don't
what the
she owe
kids do.
you
Yeah,
some
kids
money,
do that.
John? Don't she owe you some money, John?
she does.
Oh, I thought so.
Yeah, always.
Y'all tripping. But yeah, John, so how can people connect with you? Like tell people what, how they can connect with you, where they can find you.
People can connect with me, of course, on LinkedIn. That's where I'm primarily on LinkedIn. John Thomas 2008. You can also find me on alternativeprogramming.com. I have a newsletter talking about technology, life, and how we change the way that we're thinking about how to grow and start a business, right? The old rules, the old ways that we were taught how to do things are gone, right? And
Period.
that's where
Yeah.
alternative programming comes. There's a different way, right? There's an alternative way that we go about getting our business, starting and growing our business. There's an alternative way we go about creating, right? And coding and using scales, right? There's an alternative way we go about even analyzing data, right? And I want to show people that, don't believe what they told you 20 years ago because it's probably outdated, right? So
Mm.
if your mindset is thinking, oh, I remember when somebody told me X, I'm gonna tell folks you probably want to second guess that right about now. So alternativeprogramming.com, or you can connect with me on LinkedIn, Instagram, Twitter. It's all the same.
That's what's up. Well, thank you so much for joining us. You did it. Pow, 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 pow. You know what I'm saying? You knocked it out of the park.
Cheat code.
That is today's cheat code, guys. We left the gate open. And when we left the gate open, JT came in. I was about to say JT came in and dropped some gems for y'all. You definitely the tea. He had the tea, y'all.
Okay. So definitely pick them up.
Okay.
Get left behind in this AI new world.
Period. Guys, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Remember, get Phundable, right? We're not closing no gates. We're giving you the cheat codes, and we will see you next Wednesday for another
Phundable moment.
Phundable moment. That's what I'm talking about. Peace, y'all.